within an hour, 2 hours of starting this game, you can get a child killed, which is very funny.
Whoa, they usually don't do that in games.
They let you get a child killed.
No way!
The next thing you could do is there's a village. There's a little village of refugees, and you can destroy the village. And if you destroy this village, there's an evil woman who will 69 with you immediately. Man. She's just like, that was cool.
Man.
Come to mama.
You know how I was of the pillaging of the village, but then you brought me with an evil 69.
What'd you say?
I have like a light if you want that we could slap on. It's very bright.
I think this will be fine. Okay. If it looks bad, I'll make it look good for the Kelsey one.
Post.
Because she
oh,
cares
yeah,
about you.
she's more important.
She's the headliner.
Yeah.
Bubble Boy, keep adjusting your hog. Why don't you?
No, I just sat on my balls for like the first time ever, I think. I don't think I've ever done that.
What's it like being 40?
Not fun.
No.
I'll let you know in 10 years. When I turn 31 very soon.
Yeah?
Yeah, in like a month and a half.
Was 30 hard for you, or was that a smooth transition? Some people that means a lot.
It felt good, I think, because I wasn't in my 20s anymore, and I enjoyed that because I didn't like those years. 30 was okay.
Yeah.
I learned a lot, and I grew a lot.
Sure.
I found a white chest hair. So I'm there.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
How
I
your
think
pubes?
about stuff. My pubes are normal. It's working its way down my body.
Okay.
So I think this will be like 50s.
Yeah.
It'll get gray. But it started in my hair. I have a lot of grays up in this poodle looking at. Like, I'm really embracing my dog era, like mid-animorph to pup. Yeah.
Are you trying to grow it out, or
think
just you're
so.
just being lazy?
This is going to sound interesting, but I cut my hair when I'm going through something.
Okay.
Like if I'm real deep in the pits.
Yeah.
I'm doing weird stuff with my hair. Like you knew me like last year.
Yeah.
I had a lot of different
Is
hairs.
that when your hair was
Polka dot.
dyed yellow and pink polka dot?
Yeah,
That was a
yeah.
bad time for you?
I was just mentally not in a good spot.
Okay.
I didn't really know it was like a bad time then.
Do you...
But I'll shave my head if I'm not in a good space.
So
stare in
you're
the mirror.
self-aware enough to know if my hair's different, then I'm bad. But while you're shaving your head, you're not thinking,
Yeah,
this
there's
is bad.
a half-hour hiccup where
Oh, okay.
I've already shaved it, and I'm
mania.
like, shit. Kinda.
Okay.
Yeah.
Say
I
that.
I just didn't want to address it as that. It sounds like it's like Maniac McGee.
I don't like McGee and Me. We've already talked
McGee
about
and Me
McGee
is
on
fun,
the
but
pod.
Maniac McGee was a different thing. It
What's
was like
that?
a kid's book, I believe, about a kid that ran fast.
Okay. Anything else?
That's all I remember.
Okay.
There were Mars bars.
What color's the kid?
White.
Oh, that was a close one.
What?
That was almost a bad book. That was
No,
almost a book I wouldn't
did
show my
read
daughter.
a book about a Mexican tribe that has been shoeless forever, and they're
Oh.
the fastest people in the world. They've never worn shoes, and so their feet have evolved different. Sorry to use the word evolve on your podcast, but they just have different feet than we do, so, and they just are fucking fast people.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're like not really connected, so they don't compete in the Olympics.
What do you think? There's that idea that's a bit of a... Oh, my God, we forgot about the sodas. Let me get the sodas 1 second. While you're talking, I'll get the sodas.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's a Bubble Boy podcast. We drink soda. Where's the camera?
We like
I'm looking at the
We
computer.
just keep looking at the
I keep
laptop.
looking at the laptop.
Yeah, like we're in a Zoom meeting.
But there's the cliche of like, oh, the Olympics should always have a guy who's just a guy who's also competing. That way you can see...
Oh, like a normal, like a civilian?
Yeah, so that way you can see the difference between the actual, even the worst sprinter in the Olympics and just someone's dad. That being said, what do you think if you competed in the Olympics, what would be your, like, the best I could do would be this one? Even though you're
Ooh.
absolutely going to be destroyed.
Yeah,
would
but
do
I would
the-
be able to
the
put up a
closest
fight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Talk.
Let's see. There's a few that went through my mind because I don't know if we're talking about winter or summer Olympics. And Winter Olympic, I think I could. Well, that's not true because people die doing luge.
I talked off the microphone. Anyone can do luge. Take that again. Anyone can do luge, though.
People die doing luge.
Oh, yeah?
A lot
I
of
feel
people
like you
die
get
during the
beheaded.
luge or the skeleton one.
Yeah.
I would be.
Cool Runnings made it seem so easy.
Well, that's such a sweet movie. Tearjerker. I know for a fact I'd be good at curling. And that's just not anyone can be good at curling. I have done a bit of tossing the stones.
That's a Canadian thing.
As it were, you know,
It's
and
intrinsic.
I can really toss those stones. Summer Olympics, I could hold my own in table tennis. I wouldn't look like an idiot. That sounded so cool. Here, you can just hand it to me. Vernors. The pride of Michigan.
You told me a while back. This is your favorite. This is your favorite soda.
This is the best pop in the world.
Quick cheers.
Sláinte to you and your health.
I don't like cilantro.
Sláinte.
I know.
It's Gaelic.
I love cilantro.
I do think I would want to play for a European basketball team and see if I could hold my own. Like, come off the bench, drop a hot 5, and 4. Man, this is good stuff.
It's not as. It doesn't hurt as much
had
as
it from a glass
Really?
bottle.
It doesn't burn as much as a ginger ale normally does. Ginger
No,
ale is usually very medicinal.
Yeah, but
It
this
feels like
tastes good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know if I've had a Vernors before. This is very
A
nice.
Michigan original since 1866.
Oh.
Yeah.
When were you a Michigan original?
I'm
I'm slurring my words.
Yeah, I know.
It's
This is
so
actually
good.
pure moonshine. It's brown for some reason. I lived in Michigan from 94 until 2000. Those were excellent years to be in Detroit.
Did you pick up anything? Any cool slurs?
I learned
or
how to
lingo?
talk, which is why I sound so nasty. Like, talk, bottle, it's terrible. I learned to be a Detroit fan in all sports. It's a tough road. I learned the city, and this, I have jokes about it, but like the city of Detroit burns it down every Halloween. Like, the night before Halloween, it's called Devil's Night, and they just burn the city down.
I wonder why it's not doing well.
No, it was kind of in rebellion to a lot of stuff. The Ottawa
So we got luge,
race, luge, ping pong, and
European basketball.
I would like to be on a European squad
You're
playing
good at
in the Olympics.
basketball.
I am pretty
He's good at basketball.
Shockingly, every time I've walked into a gym, like I'll dress like this, and then people like laugh, and then I play it, and,
And
they're
then
like,
you
"Okay,
ball.
I'm not like amazing." How many burps are in this podcast?
It's a burp heavy.
It's burpy boys.
That's pretty good.
Drop it, give me
Come
20.
see Cameron live
Tonight at Lola's Art Studio at the Camedy
This
Show.
will come out a month from now.
Yeah, we are at my studio though.
Yeah, this
is
is another off-site shoot. This is Cameron's art studio,
Mhm.
Lola's in Monument. I always say Manitou.
I wish
I
it
always
was.
get it
That
wrong.
would be so fun. But I like living up here because it's pretty and cold.
I
don't live
in
up
Google search, I went Lulu's Art Studio, and it's like I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like Lulu's
Surplus.
Art Studio, Monument, Colorado.
I don't even know
Close
if we
enough,
pop up
and
there.
It nothing.
Yeah.
It did not. Even when I typed in, I'm like, oh, Lola's. I'm dumb. Lola's Art Studio. It pops up, but then when you hit Maps,
It doesn't take
it
you here.
defaults you to a different art studio. So you're gonna have to work on that.
Yeah. If people don't come to the show tonight, that's what I'm saying. That's the reason
It's your
for-
SEO.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's your Google.
We haven't got there. We're a very early business.
Yeah.
I said Bobness, and that's not a word at
Bobness?
all. Am I drunk? Is this alcohol?
Johnny, I did my last episode with Johnny Bratsfield, and he brought whiskey shots.
That's not surprising at all.
It was
I love that for him.
alarming and also comforting.
He wanted to make himself at home.
He
I
did.
really like someone that can like just come over, and when I say make yourself at home, they do. Like don't
Yeah.
like raid my kitchen and like get weird, but like I enjoy someone who can just be comfortable.
They start buying pay-per-views on your TV.
sure.
Just a
No, don't do that.
$90 UFC fight.
The older I am, the less I want anyone in my home.
Yeah.
It's such a I'm a hermit crab.
They just at church today. They just announced.
Shout out church.
Big church crowd. Also, I keep finding out random people are like, I listen to your podcast. I'm like,
Right.
oh, that makes me. I would.
That's the
There's an
worst.
element of like, I get it because you're a good Christian person. You're supporting this young boy's podcast, and I
Sure.
appreciate that. But also, it makes me so uncomfortable knowing specifically because there's only 12 listeners. So knowing
You know the
exactly,
does.
I know each one of those people.
Yeah.
Makes it a lot harder to kind of cut loose.
Yeah, Kathy, you're making it tough.
But
Shit is awfully
um,
tough.
at church today, they announced we do something every year called Churches Left the Building, and so we don't do church at the building.
It's
we do it
off-site
in everybody's house.
Oh, okay.
And my wife really
It's like
wants
small group, but it's
Yeah, yeah,
a
yeah.
bigger How many people? It's like a don't tell, but for church.
Yeah. Very good. Yeah, and my wife was like, we should host. Churches left the building this year. And there's nothing that I want less than to have
people in your home.
Just people who I've known for 12 years but have never had a conversation with. Now we're breaking the ice. It's too late.
It is far too late
to
if
now
we
be like,
haven't met when
what's
the preacher
your
says,
name?
get to know each other, turn to your left and right and greet each other, and we'll be back. Like, come on. If I'm not talking to you in that little break, what is that called?
I don't
The
do that.
benevolence? No, I don't know what it's called.
I never got to meeting people at my church, A, because I'm selfish, B, because me and my wife are some of the youngest people that go there. Everyone there is 70 and up.
How big of a
And so-
church do you go to?
There's like 50 people that go there.
Oh, small guys.
Yeah, itty bitty. So I have
Oh.
like in the last 10, 12 years, as long as we've been going there, or since I've been dating my wife, so however long that is.
Wow.
But it's like I haven't gotten to know any of them because they're all gonna die anyways.
Yeah, it's
But then
not a
they've
good
all-
investment.
No, yeah, it's not a good ROI. And then they've held on. They've held on for all this time.
The Lord works in mysterious ways.
So-
Maybe he wants you to have old friends.
He's waiting for me to say hi for the first time, and then they're dropping.
Yeah.
As
Hi,
soon as
I'm Russell.
Immediately.
You kill people with your name. You're like that girl in X-Men, but you don't even have to touch them.
Who's your favorite X-Men?
That's a good question.
You seem Wolverine just because of Canada.
And because I'm a University of Michigan fan, shout out go Wolverines.
and
we
you're
just won
angry.
the national championship. I am very angry, like a little mongrel beast
Yeah.
that likes to. I think I'm more of a grumpy animal than an angry animal.
Sure.
Because I can be poked and it's fine, but if you prod me, it's so stupid.
You're like every girl who's like, I'm nice until you mess with my friends. Then I
Yeah.
become a real bitch. Then that's when the mama bear comes out.
That's
I'm not
you
like
mess
other
with
girls.
the bull, you get these little horns. I'm get these devil horns. I'm like a MySpace profile of a 15-year-old girl. It's like I hate everybody equally.
my MySpace top 8.
Ooh. Beast is my favorite X-Men.
Great. Don't let me forget X-Men.
Yeah, I got you.
My MySpace top 8 was like always 3 girls that I was trying to talk to at the same time.
Smart.
Which is not a smart move to put
If
them
you're on
all
MySpace right
to
now,
put them all in the top 3, like just so you know I have options.
and then you've ranked them like accidentally there or purposefully.
It was any girl I was trying to talk to and any right-wing political radio pundit. So it was like this girl, this girl, this girl, and then it was Rush Limbaugh, Sean Hannity.
Whoa, you're wild.
My top 8 when I was 14 included
Yeah.
Rush Limbaugh.
It's like an MSNBC hate list is your top 8, dude. That's
14-year-old
wild.
14-year-old Russell was a pretty cool little guy.
He's a cool cat. I like
staunchly Republican. Recently
Yeah.
discovered his body.
So I guess if it's my body, my choice. It's her body. Wait a second. I was just unpolitical. I was one of those stupid Christian kids when I was 16 that was like, none of this matters, blah, blah, blah. And like, just didn't care.
The rapture's happening any second now.
Yeah, but
we touched toes for a second.
we did. You got bigger feet than
We
I did.
got
You got some honkers.
here.
Okay.
Wow,
Yeah,
this is good.
that was good.
This is good for the audio.
Yeah, what were for the audio listeners, we just touched shoes. Wait, what were we just talking about? I have such severe ADD.
You're such a Christian kid, apolitical, waiting for the rapture to happen.
Yeah, but what did you say before that?
We touched toes.
No.
This was not but moments ago. I want to talk about your
I don't
favorite
remember.
X-Men.
Oh, we can go back to Beast.
Okay.
I truly don't remember where we were. I like Beast because he's smart and ferocious.
Mm-hmm.
That's a cool time. I think
Alright.
that's because I like Wolverine too. Obviously, like he is Canadian. He's got claws.
Yeah.
He's got a cool backstory.
Yeah.
You feel for him. Yeah, you feel for the
Vet.
booze hound.
Fought for
Well-
this country
Well,
in 1776.
I feel weird about supporting either government's military that I'm from because I'm only 50% from either country. So it's like
Sure.
a failing grade
I
for
would
both.
pick
I
the
don't.
winning team.
Well, both of them are winning. Canada, the Green
If it
Berets in
came
Canada
down to it.
have taken out the most terrorists worldwide. They're the badass of the most badass. Like they are the best. You
I
can look
feel
that up.
If there was an episode of Deadliest Warrior that had both
I'd pick a Canadian.
If
I'm
they had
picking a Canadian.
The Marines or any Canadian.
Do you know where the
Mountie?
Canadian military trains? It is so far north. You can't even conceptualize how cold it is up there, dude. They can take out anybody with their like left thumbs.
Because it's cold.
Cause it's cold.
Because
dude.
it's cold.
If you can survive the cold, you can do anything.
Any Inuit can kill any Marine.
It'd be a tough fight.
Whale blubber's essentially steroids.
Yeah, dude, and they wrap themselves in it. It's like a fat
You
layer.
keep touching it to your lips. Take that sip. For the love of God.
Yeah.
That was stressing me out. It's making me anxious.
Yeah.
Do you ever watch Deadliest Warrior?
No, I thought you were gonna say Deadliest Catch. And I got excited.
Deadliest. Are you familiar with the premise of the show?
No.
Oh, dude. Okay, so Deadliest War was a show on Spike TV where
Ooh,
they
rest
would
in
go,
peace. Good
where they
channel.
would go, who would win in a fight, a Spartan or a ninja? And then they
I
would,
remember this
Yeah.
show. Yeah.
which was cool, but then they started like running out of stuff because it was like
Yeah.
who would win a pirate or a samurai. But then it started becoming like who would win a CIA agent or a KGB agent, which is like they don't really.
It's too real.
It's too real. They don't really fight, and then that's just a guy now. That's not a knight or samurai. That's just two
That's just
modern
two guys.
dudes. Yeah, with
And I
guns
feel like it's
from
going to turn
different
into
countries.
an Amazing Race episode where they're just chasing each other around the world, but
Right.
like
They're
quietly.
doing
It's not
Looney
like a
Tunes
movie.
antics.
Yeah, it's not probably
I
going to
walk
be that
through the
entertaining.
door and drop an anvil behind me to try to crush your head. But
Yeah.
then they started running out of that. Like, who would win, a zombie or a vampire? They just
come
really
on.
started blowing it at the end there.
That's
Rest
actually,
in
I
peace,
don't know.
Deadliest Warrior. I miss you.
Recipe Spike TV in general.
Yeah.
I don't know who would win in a vampire and a zombie.
Probably.
They're both kind of immortal.
I mean,
but one
zombie.
is undead.
Yeah, vampire is at least they're both. I think vampire has to win because it.
Yeah.
What's the zombie gonna do? It's
Zombies' strength is
beat
in their
you up?
numbers. It's
Vampires
like a
also
horde.
can't die unless a vampire can also be beaten to death, which would be funny.
Now, if a vampire goes after an Italian zombie, the garlic in his system is gonna really get him. I think vampires versus werewolves is a pretty even fight.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I've been listening to a lot of Christina Perry, who made the
I
Twilight
mean, isn't
soundtrack.
that the
They never really fight though. It's a whole
the rivalry in?
in Twilight. Yeah, but it's never
No, I
really.
mean in any
Well,
any
name another one.
supernatural thing.
Name another one.
What We Do in the Shadows.
Okay, very good.
Blade.
Oh, that opening scene in Blade got me into like UK garage music. It was like
goth girls?
Yeah, of just like
I don't know. Something about this
The
opening
blood
scene makes me
rave.
love Romanian girls now. I don't
yeah,
know
I
what
don't
it
know
is.
what I'm doing. I'm
I
very
really want to
into
go
the
to
Eastern
Croatia
Bloc.
for some reason.
Yeah, I'm into the like a really skinny, malnourished Eastern European woman. That's what I'm trying to find in Colorado.
She needs to smell like cigarettes, even though she's never had one. It's
Yeah,
just in
it's-
her blood.
Yeah, it's just been around. Just cigarette adjacent. I'm looking for cigarette adjacent
I love.
mixed with strong, rough hands.
Ooh. Where you want to hear them when they rub them together. You can hear.
Yeah, I want to hear the crackles in every crevasse.
There's a TikTok account that I follow. It's called Guy Punching Rocks. And it's a man who has a bin full of rocks, and he punches the rocks every day until they turn into gravel.
I've seen one
And
of these.
he's on season 2, episode 47, and it's still just him punching rocks. But also one of the things he does is in between training for punching the rocks is he sprays dog medicine on his hands to make the skin tougher. And then he will.
Man.
I gotta hold the microphone, but then he just like does this
Oh, I love that.
into the microphone so you can hear how tough the skin of his hands is.
This is not why ASMR was invented. I don't
It
approve.
was-
Man punching rocks.
I
is
get the.
so
I'm
good.
on the. I got the hottest TikTok algorithm this side of. It's
My
mostly
algorithm
mentally
is
disabled
cringe.
people.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
mostly
on a
just disabled people.
cringe core stuff. Like guys being like, "If you mess with me and my dragons, we are the horde of wolves, and I'm the wolf master." And then another person like stitches in and is like, "If you think you can mess with him,
You're gonna have to
you've
get
got it."
through
And
me.
it's someone that I'm surprised like. There's a lot of steps to posting something, and it's very fun.
For you to be clearly disabled enough to have recorded this, but to also have the skill and know-how to have edited it
Yeah, it's really cool.
Add the filter to
I
post
can't
it.
edit anything, so
I've seen your podcast. I know.
I don't touch that. So you can blame everyone else for that. We just had a meeting. Yeah, it's not my job. That is not my job.
All my TikTok is disabled people and Cartman AI singing covers.
Hell yeah.
It's just Cartman singing Beyonce.
I like that.
It is good. He's got a beautiful voice.
Yeah, he's got the voice of a tiny child angel.
I've told Jason, and it hasn't sunk in, that doing Trump voice at this point is just doing Cartman voice.
It's lower frequency Cartman. Whoa, it is the same.
You're just doing Cartman voice.
Or even and then if you turn that down.
Well, even just not even technique-wise, emotionally. It's the Cartman voice. It's the Stewie voice of a new generation.
Oh, yeah, that's good point. That's why they've all got them on T-shirts, too. The same people who wear the Stewie T-shirts. Which, okay, I enjoy Family Guy because I like Seth MacFarlane.
Okay.
And I like the fact that he made kids sing musicals. He made all these,
he made a
boys
generation of theater
learn
kids.
how. Yeah, he made them learn Music Man, which is beautiful. And his impressions are very good. I like how he works with his voice. He was an idol of mine as far as voice stuff goes. The problem I have is the same problem I got with the church and the Christians. It's the people that fill the building to watch it. I don't want to be a part of it. Don't associate me with a Family Guy fan because I don't want to do it.
I hate this voice, first of all.
Yeah, I was leaking into Jerry Seinfeld. What are we doing?
But I've talked about this before.
But it's like the fans of it. Anyone who buys a Stewie T-shirt is a twat.
My brother thought Rick and Morty was so funny and really enjoys it, but he's like, but everyone who likes Rick and Morty sucks. I really want to get into. I love pro wrestling.
Really want to get into.
I was trying to swallow the burp.
Bubble in my throat, boy. Podcast.
I love pro wrestling. Everyone who watches pro wrestling is dwangus. I really want to play D&D. Like, I want to find a group. I want to play D&D.
Yeah.
But, good Lord, everyone who's a big D&D guy is someone I don't want to spend time with.
Well, sure. It's the same people that have, the bucket hat with the little potions on it. They're like, have you seen these people? Or they wear, a jacket.
Have you heard about this? Have you seen about this?
It's guy with all the pins. And they have, pins of their favorite things.
No.
Yeah, okay. Well,
Manny?
maybe I don't know.
No,
Do they have pins of stuff?
No, he had hats with pins on them.
Oh,
That's
I mean more like he's like an old apothecary, it looks like.
Oh.
We're thinking of different people. But I know that I don't associate with anyone that actively, outwardly expresses they play D&D. Because I've also been interested. But I don't know how to dip my little toesies in.
There's a great video game, Cameron.
That's miney.
There's a great video game.
Is it Baldur's Gate?
It's so much. Me and Mike talk about it every time we hang out.
I played Baldur's Gate 2, Dark Assassin, or no, is that what it's called? Baldur's Gate 2, Dark Alliance on the PlayStation 2. An amazing game.
Real fun.
An incredible game.
I've
heard the new one is good.
There's two in Baldur's Gate 3. Two of the side characters, two of your companions are two of the main characters from Baldur's Gate 2.
No way!
Really?
What are the names?
Jahira.
Yep.
And Minsk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Minsk. Yeah, or Minsk. Yeah,
so
I know who you're talking
they're
about.
in the game.
I
Get
like
back
those
in
games.
there. It's a lot of fun.
I played a lot of Skyrim. That was my game.
If this tantalizes you at all as I touch your thigh one more time.
These are nice.
You can be a good guy and do all the good stuff. True. You can be a bad guy.
Ooh.
And within an hour, 2 hours of starting this game, you can get a child killed, which is very funny.
Whoa, they usually don't do that in games.
They let you get a child killed.
No way!
The next thing you could do is there's a village. There's a little village of refugees. And you can destroy the village. And if you destroy this village, there's an evil woman who will 69 with you immediately. Man. She's just like, that was cool.
Man.
Come to mama.
You know how against I was of the pillaging of the village, but then you brought me with an evil 69.
And then wiping out just families, children, elderlies. It's hard pill to swallow. And then as soon as you walk out of there's a lady who's like, yo,
you a bad man. Give me that dangle. Yeah, I get that's so crazy.
It's
I don't
a good
know.
Game. It's fun.
Yeah, there's a weird adrenaline rush, I guess, after you take out a village.
There's a druid. Are you familiar with druids?
Yes, I'm Scottish.
Oh.
Yeah. We have a lot of druids.
There's a druid man who can shapeshift into animals, and if you romance him, you can obviously make love to him in his human form.
Okay.
Or
Okay.
he can turn into a bear.
Oh. And you make love to the bear?
And then the screen doesn't cut to black, but he shapeshifts into a bear. He prowls over to you, and then it cuts to a squirrel in a tree who's watching and drops the acorn like, whoa! Like it goes like
what? It goes like over the hedge cutscene?
100%.
Ew. That's icky. All right, okay, now I get it though, because all the computer science people I knew in college were just weird dudes, and that's who makes video games. I get it. But I would.
Future Biden wants for America.
Yeah, this is the leftist agenda. I can tell as a Canadian, like how Canadian I am, because when you were saying like destroy a village and like, oh yeah, I was like, when you said refugees, I was like, I don't want to do anything bad to these people. Like they can just come on in. They don't have a home. They have nowhere to go.
So you'd like the game? You'd defend the refugees.
I would be great.
You'd be great.
I'm a really
Take
good
care of them.
person because my moral system in games is directly correlated to mine in real life. It's like if you die in the game, you die for real. But it's like if you murder a civilian, you
That's
have
an
to live
actual
with
person.
that. Like you have to live with that NPC that is no longer NPCing.
You ever read a book called Ender's Game?
No.
Or watched the terrible movie?
No, because the movie looked real bad. And it was like in black and white.
Oh, I don't know.
Was it?
I don't
It
know.
just looked
I
weird.
saw a trailer of it. It was a book that I read in 6th grade or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But the idea is these kids play video games. The military teaches them to play video games. Spoilers if you haven't read Ender's Game.
Yeah, it's been 20 years.
But the idea is these kids play video games, and then like the military's teaching them how to play video games. But in actuality, they're learning to play Galaga. But every time they're destroying the enemy in the video game, no, they're actually controlling the world's galactic defense system,
Oh,
and they're
snap.
actually killing planets filled with people.
It's like War Games, but more intense.
I don't know that.
You've never seen War Games?
No.
I think you'd like that movie. That's wild. I would not. Also, I would have a lot of questions. If they're just training you to play Galaga, I'd be like, why are we playing Galaga? Like, can't we play, like, Assassin's Creed? That seems a lot more useful. Like, I could take these techniques,
Great.
apply them
In
to
the
my real life.
In the universe of Ender's Game, you're also aware of other video games that are out there.
There's gotta be. You're telling me the only video
This
game
isn't Fortnite. This
exists?
is not Roblox.
What the heck? This is not Fortnite. This is not the Fortnite skin I had in my
I
mom's
cannot
house.
gritty when I killed the aliens.
I widow we cannot gritty right now.
I
I've been
don't
doing
know
that
what
voice
the
too
gritty
much.
is.
You don't know what the gritty is?
No.
That's funny
I know
because
the
I'm
word of
older
it.
than you,
Yeah.
which is comical. I find that horrific.
Yeah, nobody likes it when they find that out.
No,
People
yeah,
are
because you're
usually
like
pretty
established. You have a wife and kid, and I've got 4
You got
ex-wives
this as of
and-
a month ago?
Yeah, I own a building.
Yeah.
I painted on the walls.
I think I'm not an artist. I feel like these colors on the wall. Get a pan of the colors, cameraman. Get a pan of that. I feel like
Yep.
the colors
Oh,
could
great
use a black outline of some kind. Or do I not understand art?
I don't want to say you don't understand art because I think everyone's opinion about what they see is valid as far as it comes with art. But I wouldn't do that
No?
because then I would have to make it all crisp. I'd have to really crisp it, and I like the intentional, unfinished look.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, art
you
is
don't
cool
want to try
because
that hard. I get it.
Well, tried very hard. Also,
doesn't
art
look like
is art is very subjective or objective. I can't remember the word. But
Sub.
But if it evokes anything from you, it's done its job. Any feeling whatsoever, negative, positive, like someone just going, I hate that, or I could do it. Like you're talking about it, and it made your eyes connect something and do something in your brain. That's all. Also, explaining art is silly because everyone has a different viewpoint.
I had to do explaining art on TikTok. One of the podcast
This is sponsored
videos.
by TikTok.
one of the podcast videos got taken down.
Yeah.
For hate speech.
Yeah, I got one of those on Instagram.
And so then I had to. It's like you can appeal this, like strike, and I have to type in like no. The joke isn't that I love Hitler. You're misunderstanding me. And it's a tough sell to type in 200 characters or less why you should let my Hitler joke video go back up on TikTok.
Hey, local comics, if you're an open micer, that's a good test to see if you can get away with your Hitler material. Can you get away with this in 200 characters or less?
Put a quick clip of it on. Actually, don't.
No, I don't.
Everyone
I don't
putting
see it.
their stuff up on the
It is New Year, New
TikTok.
Year resolution. Do you have any New Year's resolutions?
No.
Or you one of those people or no?
No, I don't. I do, just unrelated to New Year's. I turned 29 in November.
Oh, so you do it
And
on
I
your
would-
birthday.
I would like to. I need to be able to afford it, but I would like to have a kickboxing match before I'm 30. I
With
want
who?
just anyone. I just want to go
Oh.
smoke some dude in a ring.
Have you kickboxed?
When I was like 19, so it's been 10 years.
Oh, okay, I thought you were going to say like 9, and then
Oh.
it wouldn't be applicable that you had the skills. No, that's
No.
like, I shot my best round of golf at 19. I
Right.
still play.
I want to
Like
get back to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have not exercised in a decade. And
Sure.
so I'm like, I want to go from I haven't jogged in 10 years to I want to have a fight with an adult man in the next, at this point, 10 months.
Yeah. You
I
have
haven't
a
even
less than a
I haven't
calendar
even
year.
done a push-up. I haven't jogged.
Mm-mm.
I haven't even started the little bit of effort you need to start training to do a kickboxing
You
match.
played football on Thanksgiving?
That genuinely
We played
football on Thanksgiving was the most I've exercised in
Yeah.
maybe my life.
I threw
wife,
my back out.
my wife thought I was cheating on her because she's like, "You're what? You're playing football?
You selling the
Really?
idea.
Really? You're playing football
You?
with who? Comedians? Your favorite people?
Yeah.
Notoriously. Yeah, playing
was
football
very
on
fun.
Thanksgiving was very fun. You were there.
Yep.
You were on the losing
Yeah, you remember.
team?
I lost.
No, I'm trying to remember. Can you?
Did
I win or did
6
you win?
touchdowns and 5 interceptions, and I threw the pick that lost the game. It's okay. It was fun. I haven't played. The last time I played football on Thanksgiving was when I was like in 4th grade, and my family came to visit. We played like a full family game, and my grandma caught a pass on the outside, and I'm 11 years old.
You speared her.
No,
You ran right through
I
her.
two-hand touched her into the fence, and I didn't really like. It looked worse than it was because she was laughing, but she has like this silent laugh that also looks like a cry. And my grandpa was so angry at me, like he picked me up.
You touched his lady.
Yeah, he was like, "You tackled your grandma," and I'm like, "What the hell, dude?" And like everyone's laughing. I was like, "Also, she didn't get the first down, so like let's wrap this up, dude."
What, you had money on the game? What's
Yeah,
your
are you
problem?
kidding me?
There was
What
a
a hell of an
point,
athlete.
Your team was winning for the entire game
Yep.
until at one point, Jason, someone on our team was like, maybe we should start giving the ball to the black guys. And then all of a sudden we started winning. That was the money move.
Yeah.
But at one point when we were losing very badly, Jason was like, all right, guys, we need to let's huddle up. Let's have a come to Jesus moment. I was like, no, we're playing.
What a weird use of that phrase.
We're playing amateur two-hand touch football with comedians. I'm not having a come to Jesus huddle up moment.
Half the people aren't in cleats.
No, Jason was in cowboy boots. I was
Yeah.
in tennis shoes. Luke
Yeah.
Stam was in steel-toed work boots.
Yeah. He was a hog out there, dude. The guy was
He
a
was
force.
hogging.
The guy was
I
a force.
couldn't. After we were done, I couldn't walk up. Like I couldn't. If I walked down to my basement, I could
Mhm.
not walk up because my groin hurt so bad. It wasn't like
Oh.
my muscles hurt or I was sore or anything like. I mean, I was a little
It
bit,
was
but
just
a
your groin.
But it was like I literally could not lift my leg because my groin hurt so bad. And so
Yeah.
I couldn't get up the stairs. I was just stand there and look up. Wife.
Yeah,
It
just
was a
screaming.
nightmare.
That is.
But
I
that
was very
days.
sore.
That was days of me not being able
Yeah.
to get upstairs. I didn't pull anything. It was just like I haven't used these in so long.
I mean, I played that basketball charity game last summer, and I triggered carpal tunnel. Like that's the game that's what did it. Like I went back to barista work, which is notorious for like repetitive wrist movements, so you
Yeah.
get carpal tunnel from it. I've done that for 8 years, and then I play one basketball game, and I ball out. And then that night I'm watching a Nuggets game, and my hand just clawed, and I couldn't open it, like an old woman knitting.
You got your strong hand.
And then it started with the other. I have carpal tunnel in both my hands, and they just started crinkling. So after the football game, my hands were just like nobody, and then my elbows were like no. I'm old and I'm falling apart.
Yeah, you're not doing well. For a while, you're wearing a wrist guard. Did you just give up on that, or
I
do you not
lost
need
it.
How
It's
do you
also
lose it?
$37. I had a very messy room. I just got rid of 8 bags of clothes, so
Oh,
I did it.
Did you throw them away or did you donate them?
4 bags donation, 4 bags I'm selling the clothes because I have a lot of name
Bills to
brand
pay.
things. And yeah, duh. I'm a comic and an artist. I'm picking all the terrible jobs that pay you no money.
That was one thing when I went to college. I got a comm degree, a communication degree, just because it was the one degree track at UCCS where you didn't have to take stats.
Fuck stats.
So I didn't know what I wanted to do. I just knew what I didn't want to do, which was take stats. And then I ended up doing it wasn't a minor, it was an emphasis. You could so you could do like organizational communication, strategic communication, whatever it is. And I'm like, digital filmmaking and media art, which has never helped me in my life.
Really? Those sound like cool words. I know what those words mean individually.
Those were cool words, and I went, I'm going to get my degree in that.
Yeah.
They've never helped me. Why did I bring that up? There was something about what you just said.
Being an artist, picking all the worst jobs.
Yeah. So I'm like, I want to do this. And it was fun for a little bit. But as you can imagine, if you hate group projects, student films are not
Oh my God,
the
no.
move. What an absolute nightmare.
Well, yeah, they're students.
But it's such, as a hobby, like, I'm going to be a filmmaker. Real expensive hobby to get off the ground.
Yeah.
And if you want to make a career out of it, good luck in Colorado Springs.
Yep.
And
big media town.
You literally the only way to make it in media, in filmmaking, is you have, more so than art, more so than trying, is like you have to know a guy.
100%.
That's the only thing. So that didn't work out. So I'm like, you know what? Let me try stand-up. Where
there you go.
the only way you're going to make it is if you know a guy. Good job making it in Colorado Springs.
Yeah.
I've literally just pivoted from one bad hobby to another bad hobby. It's just cheaper. That's the only difference between stand-up and filmmaking.
Very cheap.
Is one of them's cheaper.
Yeah. You don't spend a lot. You spend a lot in gas and bar tabs. That's really your whole life.
And most of the time, they give me soda for free. They don't, They won't charge me for a Pepsi.
Yeah,
because they just assume I'm DDing someone.
Yourself.
And then
I'm my own designated
I let
driver.
you all go crash into the side of a road.
Yeah.
When I first started, because you weren't around.
No.
None of you new guys were around when I started.
How long have you been doing it?
4 years.
Okay, yeah, I've been doing it like 3. You new idiot.
You started like in the middle of or right after COVID. I just started right before COVID. I started 6 months before COVID or whatever.
Yeah.
That's it.
I was in the middle.
But there was to like get in with people. That's what I did a lot. I just DD'd.
Sure.
Folks. And
it's a great move.
I DD'd all the worst people who could not help me, who deeply took advantage of the situation.
I take back what I said.
If I would have DD'd someone helpful, who was talented, who could help me out, who also was a good person and interesting to talk to, that would have been great. That never once happened.
Like one of your friends now.
I picked all the worst people to drive around.
Well, yeah, you live and you learn.
I think now, when I first started, I'm like, I should just have a lighter on me, or just cigarettes on me.
Pretty smart.
I don't smoke, but just people will constantly ask for a light, constantly ask for a smoke. I'll have them on me. That'll introduce me to people.
That's very narc behavior, just to have cigs and not smoke 'em.
Yeah. It's more scary than it is helpful.
Yeah, because it's like, what else do you have?
And now I've been around for a while, but I still feel that like I need an in with people, you know. So now as you know, now I've just been cracking everyone's backs.
That's a really good in.
I've just been doing very amateur chiropractic.
Terrible back pain, and you really helped me out. Like it really was a miracle.
There's a new one I learned recently. It's you get on your knees, put your hands behind your back like a hostage situation. Your hands behind your head.
This
hostage
is getting
situation.
slutty.
I stand behind you.
Okay.
I slip my arms. Your arms are like this. I slip my arms behind your arms, and I just stand up. And it pops something like the center of your back.
Oh, weird. I don't like that because it
Do you want to try it?
No,
try it right now.
I'm good. That seems like one of the torture things that killed William Wallace, and I'm not into that. Like, hey, let's pull this guy apart.
Yeah, that's essentially what it's. Finding a way to put you on those big stretcher machines.
I'm okay. I don't like
Mr. Incredible when he's like, my back, and then he gets pulled in half.
The problem is I'm like Mr. Novice. Like I'm not You could just pull me apart. I'm like loose chicken. Like it's just. I don't think my ligaments work anymore.
Loose Chicken's a fun.
Loose Chicken is a good band name. I'd listen to Loose Chicken.
My brother's in a band, and for years
I
would
like
just
that.
send him band names.
Yeah.
Because his band names are always not great. Listen to Long Last, by the way, on Spotify.
Long
new album,
Last.
their new single coming out January 19th. This is going to come out so far after that.
Yeah.
But he's been in a handful of bands.
That's
And
cool.
I'm like, I got so many great band names for
I've
you,
had
and
so
they've
many.
never taken me up on a single one of them.
I think that's what separates someone who's in bands and someone who wants to be in a band. I want to be in a band so bad, so I come up with all sorts of things I would do if I was in a band. Like it's a fantasy world I live in. Like One Stall Left was a band name I had for years. And every album cover is just different bathrooms with only one of them unoccupied and two people standing there. One Stall Left, I'd listen to them. Or like, yeah, Loose Chicken is good. I had a friend that had like a list of 200, and she showed me once, and I was like, this is fucking nuts.
Were any of them good?
Yeah, all of them. And I was like, you should just start pitching these like on Craigslist or on Facebook Market. But then if you read it, I guess you could just take it.
My first Xbox Live gamer tag was, and it was like, I think auto-generated, so I can't, but it was like Infectious Smiley.
Oh my God, that's awful.
Terrible, but I'm like, that's the band name. I
Infectious
made my own T-shirts.
The ska band.
And this is again when I'm 13, so I got a T-shirt, like white Hanes T-shirts, and made Infectious Smiley shirts. My second Xbox Live gamer tag was My AIDS. That way, when you kill someone, it said My AIDS killed you. Yeah. So that was a big hoot and a holler.
That was
real fun in
Gotcha.
Halo 2 lobbies.
Man, I missed out. I don't have any regrets.
Because you're so old.
Well, no, I don't have any regrets in life really, but one of them is that I missed out on the Halo generation. I didn't have an Xbox 360, so I didn't play any shooter, but all of my friends played Halo. I had friends that were like ranked in the world. One friend was ranked 13th. He was sponsored by Mountain Dew. And then like I'm just looking at the wall. Like just like I'm like a toddler playing a game. Just give me a controller and pretend
No, you
I'm
are
playing.
everyone's dad trying to play a shooter for the first time.
It sucks, but if you put any sports game on or any racing game on, I'm going to beat your ass.
So you don't play Fortnite with Thad?
No, I watch them do it. If one of them has to poop, they're like, you got to play. And I'm like, fuck me. And then I stress. I have sweaty hands. I don't like it. I don't like video games.
Not a big gamer?
I'll watch
Unless it's
someone
like
play.
FIFA or the NFL.
But I don't really play those. I don't really play anything anymore. I play like golf, but that's so boring and white. But I like watching people play. Like play a weird fantasy game because it's like a movie. But I'm in the room telling my friend what to do. Or I'm like, hey, look out. And he's like, oh, good eye.
That's why you would like Baldur's Gate, because it's everything you can always pause.
Yeah.
Nothing is fast-paced.
Yeah.
It takes a very long time to do anything.
Yep.
That's what you need.
Give
and
me
then
Lego Star Wars.
I've told Michael B. Hammock that
Michael B. Jordan.
I'm like, you should play with your wife or whatever, and he's like, no, she doesn't want to play video games and that kind of thing, but she likes watching me play video games.
Yeah.
Like you should have her create a character, and then you play, and she just tells you, because it's Dungeons and Dragons,
how to do it.
She'll tell you, be nice to that child.
Yeah.
Or pet that dog, or kill that old man.
Yeah.
You just play, and then let your wife tell you what to do, and then you get to play video games and pretend to have a relationship.
Bada bing. My sister didn't play. She played video games like with me. My older sister would play the sports ones, and then she would get into her own stuff, but wasn't a gamer. But her and her boyfriend have been dating for like 8, 9, 10 years or something. They play video games together, where one like plays and the other one watches, and the other one plays and the other one watches. They'll like hand off controller after a while, and it's so fun because they're like, we played The Last of Us, and I'm like, nice, that's sick.
That's fun.
You cute little people playing this game. How fun. I just have we have 2 TVs in our living room.
Yeah.
They're stacked on top of each other. We've created TikTok in real life because it's like TV up top and then video game on the bottom. It's
you just have Family
GTA
Guy
racing and a
clips.
podcast. It's the same shit. It's like a Netflix special and it's horrific. But yeah, so I'll walk home sometimes and Fortnite is on both screens and the roommates are balling out.
When I live with
it's
my
a toxic
brother,
environment.
I mean, I've only lived by myself for 3 months, but when me and my
what
wife,
a 3 months,
dude, I moved out from my parents, like got engaged, moved out from my parents, lived by myself for 3 months, and then my wife moved in.
Dang.
So I've nary had a taste of independence. I've never had to book a flight on my own.
Whoa, that's huge.
But when at one point me and my brother, we had a townhouse. It's me and my wife and my brother, and we all lived in it together.
Mm-hmm.
And we did that where we had a TV directly on the wall, and then we had a TV on this wall that could swivel out.
Oh, okay.
And then he would lay on the couch and play, and I would play on the big screen.
Nice.
Because I don't know how you can play video games and laying down, but
I can't do it. I have to sit.
What a nightmare. But that's how we had 2 monitors. This was like when Fortnite, like the first kind of came out.
Yeah. The reason that we did that is because they dropped the first map again.
Yeah.
So then Thad and Marty were like, let's put the things. And then I came home one day and it was done. I was like, whoa.
So we carried that over when I bought when we got our first house.
Mm-hmm.
In our like den, we had 2 TVs on the wall.
Yeah.
It's a very dorm. It's not a professional look.
No.
It's a very dorm-esque.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so much fun. Now,
it's so cool.
Now we only have 1 TV on a wall, and that sucks. Because if my daughter's watching whatever,
Bluey.
yeah, then we just have to watch Bluey.
Why can't I play Red Dead while she's watching Bluey?
That became a problem when she'd be watching
She's watching you play Grand Theft Auto.
She would have like Zaboomafoo on, and then it would be me like just stabbing a man in the chest.
You're playing 5 Nights at Freddy's or whatever. Man, rest in peace to Boomafoo. That lemur died last year, I think, or 2 years ago. Yeah, it was an old lemur.
An icon.
An icon. Honestly, I went to college for a cool word too, zoology, because I picked the coolest word, and I was like, let's do this one. And Zaboomafoo was a big reason why, because I loved the animal shit. I love animals. I'm not good at science, so that was the problem. I'm not good at physics or chemistry or math.
You don't have a degree.
I needed 2 years of. No, I don't have a degree. I dropped out twice from the same school with 2 different majors.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, slugger. And then, what do you want to do this time? And I was like, history. And then flipped out.
Dude, that's like I didn't know what I was good at. I just knew what I was bad at.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew I was bad at math.
Yep.
And that determined, it took me a while to figure out, what do I actually want to do? Because I knew I'm bad at math. Don't want to do that. And then I don't want to work in fast food. I don't want to be a barista. I don't want to work in a call center. So all I knew is what I didn't want to do for the longest time.
Yeah.
But that's not a helpful way to go through life.
It's because you're a creative and you didn't seem like anything was worthy of your time.
I
don't want to do that.
I am a creative boy who was raised staunchly Republican, so I'm like,
which
I don't
is why
know.
you can edit. Which is why
you know make money.
You know the bits and bobs of typing and code. Like, I don't know. I feel like anyone who can code is kind of right wing.
I don't know how to code. What are you talking about?
I don't know. Any computer screen that is in front of me happening that isn't Microsoft Word, I'm like, are you coding? Like, what is going on? I am the least tech savvy person. That's why I do art, dude. Like, I paint. I want brush on canvas. I don't even know how to take a picture of it and post it properly.
Just watching me in Canva, like dragging and dropping.
It would blow my
pictures
mind.
onto a comedy poster, and you're like, what is this HTML? Is this Java?
I don't even know what those words mean. Java is coffee, and I always thought HTML was just Hotmail. I'm an idiot, dude. Like,
HTML was shorthand for Hotmail. You just drop all the vowels.
Yeah, I'm just an idiot that has made it to 30. People are like, you're not stupid, Cameron. You know such big words.
That sucks. I had my last boss at my former employer, worst job I ever had in my life, and she
shall not be named.
She would constantly give me tasks like, I need you to convert this MP3 into a PDF for me. Mm-hmm. And do you know what that means?
I know what that means, but I can't do it. I wouldn't. My hands would get sweaty.
An MP3 is an audio file, and a PDF is like a document. You don't know what you're asking me to do.
She just said words.
She just said computer words she had heard before.
It's like a CW script. Just saying shit.
She was just saying the mainframe.
Yeah, I've got to hack into the mainframe.
Just saying anything she's ever heard before.
Yeah, but that's how it all sounds in my head.
And she was in her late 50s, and I'm like, how are you this out of touch that you don't know? And you sitting in front of me.
Well, okay.
At 30.
I have some defense of when you're poor and you grow up, you don't play with technology stuff. I didn't have a cell phone until I was 16.
Sure,
and it was a Nokia brick. It wasn't a smartphone. I didn't have a smartphone until I went to college. And so I'm like, I didn't know what the Scantron test was, like clicking into all that or like any of that. I didn't know anything, dude. I was raised in Stone Age Christian schools where I didn't have a laptop until I was an adult, and I was like, I will use this for Microsoft Word and Netflix. That's all I used it for.
I went to private Christian school.
But
That's
I went
the
to, like,
difference.
poor ones.
You went to poor Christian school. I
yeah,
went to,
and then I went to, like,
rich
every
Christian school.
And then just being, like, yeah, my dad is tech savvy, so I don't ever have to help him set up a TV, which is really cool. But he has to help me set up TV. I just don't think about it. If I don't know how to do it, I won't even try and learn because it's something I'm not interested in. I hate this world of technology. I'm so 1993, it hurts.
You're just going to be a burden on everyone for the rest of your life?
No, I'm not because I don't ask for help because I just don't do it. Like, there's people are like, you should have a TikTok. You should do it. I'm like, no, I'm good. I don't need to. Thank God the other Beanie Boys have these skills. Otherwise, this would have fizzled out months ago. But
yeah, Cameron, I've besmirched. You don't listen to my podcast. I've besmirched your podcast many times on this.
It's all right.
On this, the Beanie Boys.
Beanie Boys.
No, formerly Beanie Boys being blunt.
Now it's Beanie Boys podcast.
Now only Beanie Boys podcast, which was inconvenient. I didn't think about it because you guys were Beanie Boys being blunt, and then I was like, oh, I'm going to start a podcast. I'm going to do the Bubble Boy podcast. I'm like, oh, that's a lot of B's in a row. And then you guys are like, now we're the Beanie Boys, and I'm the Bubble Boy. We got a BB Boys.
Yeah,
a lot of B boys around here.
We like bees.
Who's been on your? I've been on a handful of times.
I think Johnny Bratsfield
is
our most frequent guest. He was on 5 times, I think. Yeah, you've been on a handful.
None of which one has been recorded and good.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I don't watch a lot of our episodes because for a while it was just like, I don't know, we're just doing it. But now, yeah, we have we bombed at Beanie Boys Live. It's just facts.
Do you want to talk about that?
Not really, but it made us have kind of an awakening of we need to do stuff because we haven't put any effort into anything we're doing in 2 years. It's the most low budget bullshit thing we're just throwing together. But now we actually are a thing.
Yeah.
So it's this year is going to be very cool for the Beanie Boys because things are happening.
As soon as my podcast came around, you guys started trying.
No,
that's exactly what it is. Much like Loonies before
You're not
you
on
waited
our
until
schedule.
competition was in town to do anything.
You're not on our even radar. I don't even know who you are. You've got 12 people. We have 35. So that's triple your numbers.
That's true.
No,
you start reading ingredients.
Yeah, fucking. No, podcasting is interesting. I also do the now appearing at Looney's podcast with Tracy Kellett at Looney's.
Do you do it?
We're doing it now because we took a break for the holidays, and then Tracy had to leave town for a while, and then
because I'm the last one I looked recently on Instagram.
Yeah,
it's been a while. Have I missed an episode?
No,
and it's the last one was in September.
It's interesting how hard it is to get people together, and to get people on a routine of stuff, especially when there was a whole year where I was available 24/7 to do anything because I'm like, I have no things, and then Tracy has kids and a husband and an actual existence, so it was easier for us to meet up whenever she could.
Sure.
So now it's we're merging 2 different schedules, but it's the new year, new us. We'll actually have a schedule.
There you go.
That's the thing. You just gotta have a schedule.
I should have waited to have you on till one of your podcasts was more popular.
That's okay.
That would have helped the numbers.
Doesn't matter. Nothing's gonna help those numbers. They are numbers, dude. It's fine. We're a media thing in Colorado Springs. We know what we are. We're doing it for fun, and something will happen from it. That's kind of our thing.
No, I think nothing will happen from it, myself included.
That's cool.
It's always the humbling experience of even if you're the best, the absolute best.
Oh, I don't even want to be the best
in Colorado Springs. You're the best comedian in Colorado Springs. Who cares?
Oh no, I will.
It means nothing.
If I'm at that level, please shoot me in the head.
All right, we got to shoot Mike or Johnny. We got to shoot one of them right in the head.
Well, here's the thing: if I'm here with no children, and I'm the best,
you've made some incorrect decisions.
What the hell is going on? I've lived in Colorado Springs since high school. I went to high school in this town, so I've moved and come back. I don't want to live here much longer. It's once I elevate a little bit.
This town.
Congratulations, buddy.
In this coal mining town.
Well, I've got connections on both coasts. I have LA family, I have New York family. I could just go anywhere if I wanted to. But it's when I feel like I'm at the level where it wouldn't be silly of me to go. Because it's you got to just know certain people. Like we talked about, it's all about who you know. But it's also you got to have the skills to just do it. So, I'm about there. I'm not here forever. And if I am, that sucks. If I've got 10 years under my belt and I've loved that material and I'm still doing it, and I'm just still in this poopy poop town, poopy on my face, dude. Treat me like John McAfee and shit on my chest.
I'm sad he's dead.
He's not dead. The McAfee guy? Oh, did he die?
Yeah.
Oh, man. He was interesting.
He got put in like Bermuda prison and died there.
Yeah.
I love John McAfee.
Yeah. That was crazy to just
I want
have
him to
someone
be
be in a
president
hammock
so
and poop
bad.
in your chest.
It's crazy how the guy, I don't know if you keep up with international politics, the guy who just won the presidency in Venezuela
Oh, yeah.
is John McAfee.
Yeah.
Just as like a dude who speaks Spanish.
Yeah.
He was like a sex guru. That was like his job before he became president.
How does one get that job?
Now he's like, you know what? No diversity in government. We're cutting all these. Public education, cut it.
Nope.
Social net, safety net, cut it.
Who needs it?
And I'm very excited to see Venezuela become the greatest country on earth.
Yeah, they're living in the now. We are here and we're Venezuela que yo estoy. Bienvenidos.
Oh, what's the accent that you feel the most, that you think you could get away with, but most teeters on the line?
Indian. Because I do it respectfully. I'm never doing it out of...
Yeah?
I don't do any accent out of...
You get Thad to sign off
Judgment?
on it?
Well, I don't know about that. Like I don't do any accent that would offend someone. I'm never speaking in that to be like belittling or it's always out of respect because I think it's cooler than what I sound like.
Sure.
But yeah, I could get away with doing Indian because it's good. You just want me to do it. You just want me to do the Indian now. And you have to do the correct cultural head wobble because you go side to side. I have an uncle. It is just how it is. It is respectful if you are paying attention to how I am actually speaking. With a little Punjab. I wish that I knew Punjab so I could throw it in. I watch a lot of Indian TV.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I just watch foreign TV and then talk back to the TV when they say something.
I had a
Because I just want to be able to mimic. I'm like a bird.
Yeah. I do I get sympathy drunk.
Oh, and then you start doing an accent?
I start slurring my words. If a bunch of people are drunk around me, I'll start slurring my
Sure,
words. I
you
just want to be I just want to be a part of the crew.
If you're talking to an English person, does an English accent start to leak out?
No, I do.
Like if
I
I
don't-
just started speaking like this and then
My
we were
wife's-
just talking like Dr. Pepper, it's a cool hat. It's vintage, isn't it? Is that like 80s? Late 80s, 1989, looks like the font. Sorry.
I'm trying to. You're just doing lead singer of rock band, of
You're-
any rock band.
You sound like someone who just can't do an accent, so you're just
No,
attacking at the ankle of a man who's much taller who can do it.
there's two examples of
What do you
me
mean, like
doing
Guitar
accents.
Hero Rock for
One
80s?
is yeah.
Yeah, good game.
My wife is Hawaiian, and if we're around her, and she's Samoan, so if we're ever around her Hawaiian or Samoan family,
Oh, sure.
I start like getting into the like accent, which
Yeah.
the pidgin accent,
Yep.
Hawaiian is just, it's also almost like caveman speak because you're just
It's so
dropping,
interesting.
You're just dropping words that you need. So instead of like,
Yeah. Have you met my roommate Marty?
yeah, I've met
He
Marty.
lived in Hawaii for like years.
Oh,
and
yeah?
Now he kind of does it, which is funny because he's like a 6'4" Scandinavian-looking
Sure.
Canadian.
Yeah,
He does it now around the house sometimes.
yeah. You just drop words like a caveman would.
Yeah.
You're like, we go eat there.
Yeah.
that's most of a Hawaiian accent.
Mm-hmm.
But one I like to do because I had
You
a
like to do
CPR and I had a CPR.
Wagwan,
instructor.
motherfucker.
No,
Yeah, just
Thad needs to start doing a Guyanese accent,
yeah, which is just Caribbean.
which is
Well, it's
just
how
a
his
Jamaican
grandparents
accent.
sounds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he won't pull the trigger on it because he
No.
thinks it's a hate crime.
Well, it's either that or as someone who does accents, it's really hard to write them into a set properly.
Sure,
Because if you're not just doing characters, it's so hard to write a scenario where
Sure.
it makes sense.
where you can just pull
Where it's
out
not just
Jamaican.
hack. Yeah, that's why I don't do them. Like I just can't. I
Um,
do my mom and dad. That's it.
we had a CPR instructor who we gave him he gave us at the end of it, he gave us a business card. And it had his like phone number and stuff on it. And he was like, if you ever have questions, if you ever need help, of course you can call me at any time and I'm happy to help. But
Mhm.
don't call me in an emergency. Call 911 if it's
Yeah.
an emergency. But if it's an emergency and you call me, I'm going to say, "Oh, hello, who is it this? My name is Jonathan. I don't know who you talking about. I know can help you no more." And so I do that accent
It's really good.
of this CPR instructor
Yeah.
doing the accent. So I'm not doing a
Yeah.
Chinese accent.
He's
doing
Tropic Thundering his way out of it.
I'm doing the guy who was my CPR instructor going full
That's the way you
Oriental
can do
trail.
any accent that isn't your race, is if you're doing an impression of an impression.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, this guy talked to me and he sounded like this, so then yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I
how
saw
you
a guy
get it.
being racist, and he said, and then you can just go right into
Right?
whatever you
Local
wanted
open
to do.
mic comedians. if you're
Remember this
listening,
fun fact.
You can just do that.
If you're being an ally,
Yeah.
if you're besmirching someone who was being problematic, you can do whatever voice you want to do. No one,
Yeah, I think
no
I
one can
get some
stop you.
leeway.
It's not
'cause I'm
illegal.
bisexual, I get a little leeway. Because I swing both sides.
Does that get you?
No. I'm from Colorado Springs. That moots anything else. I don't get booked because I'm from Colorado Springs. Like, it's
You know, get booked on any queer showcases
I
up
have
in
been
Denver
on
where they're
one.
like, you're not actually funny, but you're gay, so you get to be on the show now.
No, so thank you for saying it like that, because no, I've never been asked that way. But I've been asked, been a part of one gay show, I think. That felt cool, but no one asked me. That's fine. I'm just the only working male gay comic in Colorado Springs out of 75 comics or whatever. It's fine. It's okay. You guys made such a big deal about it when I first started doing
I
comedy.
did it. I didn't make a big such a deal.
Everyone was like, is he gay? Is he straight? And no one had even heard of bisexuality from a man. And I was like, this is so stupid of Colorado Springs that they don't understand that maybe it's both.
I think we first met
Probably at an open mic.
I think it was at Vultures. At the
They're there at the
no,
Black
at the
Sheep.
Black Sheep open mic
Yeah.
that they did for a minute.
Yeah.
I don't know how we ended up started talking.
I don't know
but
either.
You
Do we know a mutual purse?
maybe. I mean, we know in that
do
we
now.
both comedy. So we
Oh, and
probably
I know
know
you're
this.
cousins.
Yeah, we found that after the fact.
Yeah, that
We
was
found
way after.
after the fact. But we started talking, and you're like, yeah, I'm a pastor's kid. And
That's
I'm like,
probably what it was.
ooh, he's tangentially Christian.
Yeah, he knows everything. Yeah, I've read the
that
book
makes me feel
before and
safe.
after my belief.
That makes me feel safe.
Yeah.
Tangentially Christian.
I spent
Should have
18
been
years
the name
in
of
those
the
good
podcast.
books. You can name it that now. I spent 7 days a week for 18 years in church buildings. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fun. That was. I think
kind of
that's
miss
where we
those
first
days.
met.
I miss the smell of a church. There's
You
something
can go
about it.
back.
Nah.
You want to come with?
No.
You want to come with, big
Hard to
dog?
open a trauma door. No, I'm good.
What's a trauma door?
A door that is closed because of trauma.
In my head, it's like a troubadour. I'm like, what's a
It's a
trauma door?
great word.
Like a matador.
Troubadour is amazing.
Yeah, I know lots of big words. That's
What's
why.
your favorite word?
Favorite big word or just favorite word in general?
Favorite word? It could be big word and then, yeah, because I have one of each.
Subaqueous.
What does that mean?
Subaquatic.
Oh, okay.
Subaqueous.
Subaqueous. I like that.
In high school, I tested out of college English.
Impressive.
I didn't have to take English courses,
Mm.
and they put me in 6th grade math.
I love that.
Which is why I'm like, I can't take stats. There's no way I'll get through stats.
No, it's too many numbers in the sentence.
But yeah, I like subaqueous. But then if you
Subaqueous
put
is good.
letters next to numbers, I'm like, get me out of here.
Yeah.
Blood starts coming out of my ears.
Yeah.
So I like. It's never come up in a sentence. I've never used subaqueous, but
It's a
I
tough
like
one.
that as a word.
Yeah.
What's your favorite word? What do you like?
I like the word pusillanimous
Oh.
because that is where the word pussy comes from.
Oh.
Like when you call someone a pussy, they are pusillanimous, which means cowardly or yellow-bellied.
That's fun.
Yeah. So the word pussy has no connotation towards like women or cats.
So I can say it at church.
You can.
I've been saying it for
pusillanimous.
years.
You should just start calling people pusillanimous and then see what happens. I
That's
really enjoy
great.
that. Isn't that a fun one?
I like
Pusillanimous.
as a term of cowardliness. I
Mhm.
do like the term pussy.
Yeah, it hits because when you're called it, it hurts.
I like it, and especially knowing it has nothing to do. It means like it's like in the old Xbox Live days. Like, no, I'm not saying gay like homosexual. I'm saying
gay
like,
isn't stupid.
right? It's
I've
like,
heard that so much in my life.
of course.
Yeah, just playing sports and things. I'm
But like pussy as coward, I like that. It feels good.
yeah,
To refer to a
vagina.
a woman's beloved, I don't like that.
that's worse though.
I
A
don't-
vagina, yeah, calling it a
I've
pussy is
never
strange.
called it.
or a puss.
Yeah, that feels
Well, because pus is my least favorite word.
really.
Well, and my least favorite substance.
Oh, you know my
I
least
don't-
favorite word? No.
Ew. Gross.
We're that kind of podcast.
My favorite word is my favorite like short stupid word is pant. Just say it.
Pant, like pant, like you're panting.
Like a dog pants.
Yeah.
Or like a pant.
Yeah.
Pant. It hits like a cuss word, but it's not.
Pant.
Yeah, it's
Because
like
it's a hard
it's like,
stop. It's
fuck.
an aggressive beginning and a hard
fuck.
stop.
Pant. Yeah, you need one vowel, 3 consonants.
That's why I tried to when I first started. I tried to have a bit about how when me and my wife first got married, she made a lot of like Jewish jokes. Like when we would hear police sirens coming, she's like, "Oh, they're trying to get you," like that kind of thing. Very silly. Or like I'd be baking baking cookies in the oven, and I'd open it up, and she'd pretend to shove me in there. Fun stuff, Liz.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't have anything. It's tough. What do I make fun of a Hawaiian or a Samoan for? So I tried to come up with a slur.
For Islanders?
There's not a good Samoan or Hawaiian slur.
Sure.
So I'm like, well, let me workshop a couple.
Okay.
And I was asking early on. It was Johnny and Brian.
Okay.
I'm like, is this a good slur? It was watercolored people.
Whoa.
Pretty good.
Yeah. To call someone watercolored is
Watercolor is aggressive.
that hits in a weird Avatar 2 kind of
Pretty
way.
good. Pretty good slur. But I
Yeah.
asked them about, and I'm allowed to. You can say it because it's not real.
Yeah.
I can say that as much as I want.
Yeah, 100%.
You can't take that from me, TikTok.
No, you can't.
Good luck, China.
Instagram.
But I asked Johnny
Metaverse.
and Brian about it, and they're like, no. The problem with that is slurs got to be quick and punchy. It's got to be 1 to 2 syllables max.
Sure, yeah.
That's a long time. You have to think about it
That
like a
sounds
fight.
like one where it's a Southern guy saying a lot. He's working his way up to it. You no good son of a bitch, dirty yelling.
Yeah.
And then he just says something. Yeah.
But they're like, think about it, it's got to, like, you're doing a big looping left hook. Someone's going to get you with, bah, right down the middle, 1 syllable, 2 syllables.
Yeah, it's got to be a quick
You gotta
snap.
tighten it up. So I've never come up with one, which in retrospect may be a great idea to not come up with like a world-renowned slur.
Yeah, just for specific people that haven't had anything.
They've never had
From-
anything bad happen.
No, I
to
mean,
them.
like
they
any-
definitely didn't have their nation taken from them.
Yeah. No, they did by the whites.
That
That's
was
cool.
one thing that when we were first dating,
She had to check your whiteness.
Yeah, there's a lot of me going like, well, you should have invented gunpowder, and then you wouldn't be in this situation.
You guys just had more.
Don't be
people.
mad at us because you didn't know how helicopters work or whatever. And
That's
then
wild.
when I went to Hawaii for the first time in 2018, and I was like, oh, this is a different country.
Yeah.
This is fully now they speak English here, but this is
Yeah.
100% a different country
Mhm.
that we just kind of were like, this is also ours now.
Yeah,
it was
it's a
weird.
claim
I went to-
because we're huge, they're small.
We went to Thailand a couple months before that on a missions trip,
Uh-huh.
and that was just like, oh, okay, this is Thailand. I don't know. I can't read any of the signs. I don't know the culture. I don't know anything.
It's so foreign. It's
It was so foreign that it
hardly
didn't
foreign.
mean anything to me.
yeah.
It like there was zero culture shock of just like, yeah, I've seen movies before. I know what I know what this is supposed to look like. This is weird. But going to Hawaii did give me culture shock because it was close enough that I could relate to it. It was like
Yeah.
Uncanny Valley, like a mannequin where it's like it looks like a human, but it's not quite.
Oh, sure.
That was Hawaii had Uncanny Valley of like it's close to what I'm familiar with, but it's not quite there.
Yeah, I get that.
Gave me real culture shock. That was weird.
Sure. That's kind of how like middle Mexico feels, like not the
But like Mexico
coastal parts.
City.
Yeah, I've been to
proper.
Saltillo and Monterey and stuff for mission trips, but like it's such a you're in the city and that vibe is so different than any American city I've ever been to, where it felt more. And as someone who's Canadian, there's a weird little difference when you go from Canada to America. Like it's
Sure.
not, you notice slight things of more like convenience or like this makes sense that they do it this way on both sides, but it doesn't feel like you're in a foreign country. I went to Ireland when I was 16. That felt foreign as fuck.
Yep.
Because it's white people who I didn't understand what they were saying. Because
But you look just like me.
it's the first time an accent threw me.
You don't look
so
funny.
hard, dude.
Why are you
Yeah.
talking funny?
Yeah, I was like, you all look like me, first of all. This is crazy. You're just like skinny, white, brown-haired people. And I was like, you just look like my family, but I can't understand the words you're saying. And I had like an ear for accents. My dad is so Canadian. My mom was so Texan when I was born. My life was like a cartoon. you know, like a Boston grandpa.
Yeah.
Just like accent. But then I went there, and I didn't understand the whole taxi ride to where I was going. I had no idea. Whole time. And I'm like, what the fuck did he say? And my uncle's just laughing. He's like, yeah, yeah, good luck. But there's some like shocking things.
Yeah.
But it feels close because you're like, I've been in cities. I've seen the movies. I know what it's like. But then you get in a car and your feet are not touching anything, and you're like, ah!
Well, especially like
freaky.
in an Ireland thing. Like I've watched In Bruges. Like I know what it, and then you get there
In Bruges that's not in Ireland.
but they're Irish in the movie.
Yeah.
The two main characters
They're
are
in Belgium.
But I know it's in the name.
I know.
The two main guys.
They're in Bruges.
But like, oh yeah, I've heard Irish accents before.
Yeah.
But those are Irish people who've come here to be an American actor.
Yes.
So they have the accent, but they're not doing like.
Hey, they're just talking like this, where it's very fast and you're just going up and down.
Well,
and
it's so
crazy.
fast, and there's like slang and
Yeah.
lingo that I don't know
Yeah.
what that means. So now it's fast and it's a thick accent and there's slang in it. But it's like, no, I've heard Colin Farrell before.
Right?
I know what an Irish guy's supposed to sound like. Why
Yeah.
do you sound so scary?
Yeah. When my dad does the accent, I can understand him. That kind of sent me on a path of I should understand and get to know all these like countries' cultures and things too. So like if I am doing a character, I can get references. And like I've kind of an Anglophile. I really enjoy England, except for the things they did to my family back in the 800s.
Sure.
But I love their culture and the weird slang and all their shows and their comedy, and I love that. I would love to live there and just assimilate in, because I think I could very easily.
One of my favorite British things is watching videos of British Chinese food.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen these where it's just a fried? It's like, we got ourselves here a fried. I don't know why I'm doing Jason Statham. I'm doing Jason Statham. It's like a fried chicken ball, mushy peas,
Yeah.
and then we got to put the sweet and sour and the curry sauce on
It's
top
so
of it.
gross,
And
dude.
we've got jellied eel, and we've got
Anything
What the
like a
hell
white
is
person
this?
eats in England is trash. But like
the
I feel
grossest
like
thing.
any other person in England eating anything looks delicious, because they're like, it's real cultural food. Wow, we have it. We have Palestinian food.
That's
And you're like sick.
England is closer.
Yeah.
They're closer to China. Like, there's a thing a while ago, like British Bake Off
Yeah.
had a thing about Mexican food, and they're like, what is a quesadilla? And it's like, yeah, no, duh. You don't live next to it. I get that
Yeah.
you wouldn't know how to make Mexican
And that's
food.
not like Spanish and Mexican food are very different.
Sure, exactly. But it's like when they go, I know you're closer to China than we are.
Yeah.
You should
don't
have
know.
better Chinese food than we do. I was talking to my wife
Maybe.
about this earlier, and she's like, I think it's colonialism.
I think so too.
Because there's something about they were always on top and in power
Mhm.
that they're just like, they can, we're like, America's a melting pot. People come here from
Yeah.
China. People come here from Mexico
Yeah.
to bring their food with them to open a restaurant or whatever.
Sure.
Whereas like England just went there and was like, what's this? Mushy peas, that's
Yeah.
mine now. What's
Can I
this
get
curry?
it for $3 on a kebab?
A tikka masala.
Yeah. I love my tiki masala.
Which I guess tikka masala is not
That's Indian.
tikka
Tikka masala.
masala is not Indian.
What is it?
It was like British people made it up.
Oh.
It's like it's the Taco Bell
It's
of
post
Indian food.
1950s India food.
I'm not gonna put a date to it.
Well, like that's when India and England kind of had their big beefies around then. It was like 1850 to.
Their nasty breakup.
No, just England really fucking them sideways is what happened, dude. Pretty cool stuff, England.
See, that was the thing that 16-year-old Russell would go like, well, maybe India should learn how to build a helicopter, and I thought that was the height of comedy.
Yeah,
just
just being a shock king. I used to do accents on dates, like a first date with someone, and we go in somewhere,
Yeah,
I go
you're
name
just
an accent, and then they'd be like Irish, and then I'm Irish when we're in there, and I'm like, don't break, because I'm gonna be convincing. Like I'm gonna do a subtle one where it's like I've been here a while. I did an English accent at the Denver Art Museum on a date with this girl, and I'm talking in the gift shop, just riffing stuff because she's laughing. And I'm like, cool, this is going well. I'm crushing up here. And this lady in the gift shop comes up and goes, north or south? And I'm like, okay. In my head, I panic for a second, but I go, okay, she is asking about north or south, London. Which one am I from? Because I'm doing a London accent. And I was like, north. And she goes, my son lives in South London. And then just starts going off about her son's opinions and then her opinions about Brexit, Abu Dhabi, the people of Abu Dhabi, and what they should be doing, opposed to like the English people helping them out. So then in my side, I don't like what she's saying because it's racist and weird because she's like talking about brown people. Like she said brown people in the art museum. And I'm like, what are we doing here? So my character I'm doing now is a anti-Brexit, left-wing punk man, but he's astute enough to know what's happening in Abu Dhabi. I'm like so deep in this web of lies with this woman that
Also, my fiance died 3 months ago. You had to
yeah, I have a
the whole
backstory.
background.
Yeah, because I'm like, fuck, I'm a man here, and she's gonna act like I have to have this about like my dad is from like Jesus. My date like walked away because she was laughing, and then I eventually just kind of simmered the conversation down by buying a keychain.
There you go.
But holy shit, it was. And then I told my mom about it. She was like, "That's what you get for like doing accents."
I was really
was
hoping
fun.
you're gonna say you go on a date and you're like name an accent and they go black.
Yeah, and then I go,
You just gotta.
"Good to see you."
I
and
just
then
gotta
I just leave. If they start doing
How
black
pretty
accents,
is she? How pretty
Yeah.
is she? Should I take
am
the
I
shot?
am I out of my league with this? And can I let that slide? It's like if you hear just someone say the R word the first time hanging out with them, you're like, I'm gonna have that in my brain for a minute. I'm gonna remember you said that one the first time we met. I like it. I like that.
That's what I like when I get my hair cut. I don't mind if the person cutting my hair is if they're swearing.
I had no idea.
If they're
where
doing
you
a
were
black
going
accent the
with
whole
that.
time they're cutting my hair. No,
Yeah.
if they're swearing, they're saying some curse words. I don't
Yeah.
mind. I don't actually care. It bugs me from a customer service perspective of
Yeah.
like, you don't know that I'm cool with it though.
You have to work your way into being cool with it.
You can't
That
just
takes
start
multiple
that
visits.
way. What
Mhm.
if I wasn't cool with it?
Right.
Then I would be upset as your customer.
Yeah.
Maybe I'd leave a bad. I wouldn't tip you.
Mhm.
But you just assumed that I was cool with it, and that's what bugs me. I am cool with it, but you assumed I
Yeah,
was cool
I don't
with it,
need
and
the
that's what bugs
assumption.
me.
I've been doing customer service forever until this job, really. Like as a barista, I would just either match the energy or bring my own of like a grumpy man who is going to be really nice to you, but kind like that bartender that heckles you a little, like nudges you, and then he gives you what, like you get what you want. But I would wait 3 times before I said a cuss word in front of a customer, and it was either hell yeah or a damn it or something. I would do a soft one. Because growing up in church, you learn how to sneak it out of your vernacular. Like you don't do it. I just mix vernacular and vocabulary together.
Sure.
But you sneak it out because you're like, I can't say these words in this building.
Right.
So then I would just treat work like church of what I could say until people got to know me. And then I'll say whatever to a customer. I ran the front of a deli. I'm the face of the deli. And then I'm just coming in, and I would yell at old guys that I knew. I'd be like, get the hell out of here. And then be like, what do you want? Like, I'm very just aggro to you. But it's
seems like
endearing because they're like, oh, he likes me enough to kind of heckle me a little. Sorry, I keep looking outside.
That's okay.
It's
Being the front of a deli heckling old men, that's the place where you can say Italian slurs. Everyone's allowed to do Italian.
We were a European deli. He was Romanian, so we shat on everybody, really. And I'm Canadian, so I was like, everybody's open range.
My best friend is Italian,
Fascist.
and he went to law school in Miami, and his last
So
name is
Italian.
Santarelli.
Nice.
Love you, buddy.
Love you, Santa.
Very, very Italian last name.
Yep.
Santarelli.
Mm-hmm.
And the professor, who was like Cuban, because they're in Miami,
Santarelli.
was like pepperoni. It just kept calling him Jacob Pepperoni over and over again. He's like, if I wasn't Italian,
Oh, yeah.
you would get fired.
100%.
But because I'm Italian, you're allowed to just call me pepperoni.
Yeah.
If I was Hispanic and you just called me enchilada every time I came
You'd
into
never
class.
have a job.
Right. But because I'm Italian, you could just call me Jacob Pepperoni
It's
every
because
time I come
they
to class.
created fascism and were the bad side of World War II until they
They
went,
get a pass.
wait a second.
Not enough
Wait a second. But,
Yeah.
But they created fascism.
Not only were Italians the bad guys,
Yeah.
they were also cowards.
Yeah,
so
they
that's,
ran.
You're also pussies.
Yeah.
So that's why we get to be extra mean to Italians, because you're the worst of both
Yeah.
worlds.
Yeah.
You were the bad guys and you ran away.
Yeah.
Go down swinging like a man.
Yeah. I got mad respect for Japan. I got mad respect for Germany. They recognize their faults. Italy went, we were good the whole time.
They're authentic. That's
This
what I
is
like
why
about
I got
them.
flagged on Instagram, actually. It was because I told a joke about Italians where I said I haven't forgiven them for what they did in World War II. Like, I'm going to cut out pasta. I'm going to switch to rice now. Oh, shit, Japan. And then, fuck. But that got flagged, and I was like, that's stupid. That's not even that funny.
It's not funny.
No.
There's nothing about that that's funny.
No, except a few things. Yeah.
I have to pee so bad.
Go for it.
I'm going to end the podcast because
That's how bad he's got to pee.
That's how bad I have to pee. Also, I'm worried the camera died. My camera's died in almost every single episode.
Yeah.
So I'm going to switch out the battery before my next episode.
Right on.
Cameron Mackenzie.
Russell Keller,
This has been
thank you.
Bubble Boy. We drank a Vernors. This is probably going to come out mid-February. You got
Around
anything you want to plug?
My birthday is March 1st. Tell me
Okay.
happy birthday or we're not friends.
What's your Venmo?
At Cameron-Mackenzie-6.
Venmo little Cammy on his
My
birthday.
Thank you, guys.
Bubble Boy, thank you.
I think I can fit this in my mouth.